Yo, what's going on, everybody? Man, it's your boy B.
It's your boy Official Go Getter.
And it's Q.
Man, this is the Blueprint Table podcast, man. What episode are we on, man? I'm almost losing track.
We on-
Episode
We on
13?
13, 13.
Lucky number 13, man. How y'all
Episode
feeling?
13.
How y'all feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling great. A good Tuesday, man. How are you feeling, man?
And I'm feeling good, man. Shoot, we back here again. We've been consistent every single week since we started, so that's impressive.
That's fact. It feel like I just saw you guys. I feel like this Tuesday just happened the other day, but it's been 7 days.
But now we starting to talk more too, man. And yeah, it's definitely good, man. Episode 13 of the Blueprint Table podcast, man. You know, we out here in Seattle, Washington, having empowering conversations about economics, about business, about life. You know what I mean? And just really trying to create that blueprint style conversation so that we can bring generational wealth, you know, financial literacy, awareness, and just good vibes to our generation, man. Straight up. Right? Pretty much.
Straight up.
So first I want to ask again, you know, I know I said how is everybody doing, but how are y'all doing, man? Like, how is your week going so far, man?
You know, my week is going so far. You know, I today I had a Tuesday before we got here. I had a little stumble in the day, right? That caused my mental to kind of decrease a little bit. But you know, I got to do what I need to do to get back right, which is this is what this is a part of. So I'm feeling great. You know, even though I had a stumble about the week, how you start the week doesn't have to be how you finish the week. So
100%.
that's where I'm going with it right now. How about you, Q?
Man, it's been a tough week. I ain't even gonna lie, but still being consistent every single day. So that's the most important thing. You may have like a couple things going on in life, but you still got to keep going. So that's all.
Man, 100%, man. I actually want to mirror them too because you know I'm grateful to wake up this morning and I'm blessed, but it's definitely been kind of a little weird, you know, for everybody. And I want to throw this out here too. You know, it could be because the sun is going down, you know, way earlier and it's dark and it's gloomy. You know, you start reflecting over the year about you know still not being able to lock in on whatever habit that you were trying to build and whatever habit you were trying to develop. But just know that pretty much everybody's going through that, y'all. You know what I mean? We're all going through it. We come on this pod every single week, and we try to be as positive as possible. But that's why, because we need to uplift each other when we are going through life and dealing with these things. So if you're trying to lock into something new, we all trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah.
so let this be some encouragement for us and everybody who's watching too, man. Lock back in, man. Lock
Yeah.
back in. It's easy. Just do it tomorrow. When you wake up tomorrow, lock back in on it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And shout out to B for asking, man. Shout out to
You
B.
already know.
Yeah,
You already
yes,
know.
sir,
You already
man.
know what time it is. So, man, let's get into it, man. It's a lot going on in the country. Last week, you know, we're talking about the government shutdowns. It's looking like it's turning around a little bit this week, right? You know what I
that
mean?
is right.
Some things have come out, and it looks like the government shutdown could potentially be almost over. You know, the Senate approved a funding package to end the shutdown, and the bill is headed to the House. And you already know, once it gets approved, then shutdown over. So that's happening. What else is going on? Well, let's talk about them 50-year mortgages, or you want to get into the $2,000 checks, man? Where do you want to start at?
We can start off with a 50-year mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's start off with the 50-year mortgages, man. Like I said, it's a lot going on in the country right now. So it looks like the administration came out and said that they're promoting 50-year mortgages, and they're just exploring it right now. So it's not locked in.
Mhm.
But some of the stats with the 50-year mortgages is basically instead of a standard 360-month term, it would actually be a 600-month term. You know, they're trying to say that the longer term lowers the monthly payment and it can improve your debt to income and get more buyers in the door because obviously we know right now, you know, buying a house, I mean, you know, when you gonna buy your first house?
I'm
When you
22.
gonna
Man.
buy your, you know what I'm saying? It's hard.
I don't know.
It's hard.
But-
That's what I mean. You
But
know?
Yeah.
about that though, so you think people are going to basically be able to, I guess, get approved for loans?
Correct. Well, so basically, you know, if you stretch out that term, just like if you know, leasing a car, you know what I mean? Or not leasing a car, but financing a car, you know what I mean? If you do it on 72 months, but if you stretch it to 96 months, you get what I mean? You had a lower monthly payment. But the thing is, you end up paying more in interest.
Yeah,
You
that's
get what I'm
like
saying?
that's like what 75% almost in interest.
Man,
Basically,
it's a crazy astronomical number.
Almost double.
I mean, I was trying to run some numbers myself, and we can
That's
even
like
run
30
some.
30 to 50.
The
That's
difference
crazy.
between a $500,000 house at 30 years and the difference between a $500,000 house at 50 years is drastically different. It's drastically different. I was about to say, let me edit that out. As you talk about it, what do you feel about a 50-year mortgage just off top?
Honestly, man, I'm learning as we sitting here talking. I don't really know what the difference really is between something 30 years and 50 years. So I'm just learning as we go. I don't really know the benefits in
That's
having a 50-year mortgage.
honestly, that's one thing I was thinking about the whole time. I'm like, yo, low key. So like 30 years, 50 years. So that's 20 years more interest.
Correct.
But you still paying the same amount on a home with lower payments. So that
Correct.
means you're going to be in debt longer and you're going to have more to pay. So can you imagine 20 years worth of interest?
Yeah, I got some numbers now. It says if the home price is $500,000 and you put down 20%, which is $100,000, you are getting loaned 400,000. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
You're putting down 100 and you're borrowing 400. If at 6.5 fixed interest rate for 30 years, you would pay, let's see, $910,080, and you would be paying $500,000 in interest essentially. On a 50
Jeez.
year, the total paid would be $1,398,600, and the total interest would be almost double at $998. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's a
So
crazy amount.
even extending, and even if you see here, your monthly payment will only be different by a couple $100 a month. You get what I'm saying? It's not drastic, but the amount that you're paying in interest is almost double. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
So that's what's going to make America rich again.
Facts. 'Cause I'm still taking my 30 year.
It's
I'm
not.
honestly, I'm gonna look like something. I'm just take my 30 year.
Yeah, I would say, in my opinion, a 50-year mortgage for anybody who's trying to own a house is probably not worth it. You get what I'm saying? The couple $100 that you save in the monthly payment, paying almost double in interest, you get what I mean?
Yeah.
You won't have really any equity. You get what I'm saying? Because if you owe that much in interest, it's going to take you twice as long to be able to even start paying off the principal amount. You get what I mean? And your principal amount, that's where your equity is at. You get what I'm saying? So you won't be able to have that $100,000 in equity, 200 again.
Like 500,
$500,000 period. Exactly. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
500,000 end up paying $1 million.
You end up paying pretty much $1 million.
So
Yeah.
if you got $1 million, which you gonna end up paying? Is that $2 million? Almost more than that.
Well, man, interest is the killer, bro.
Yeah.
Interest is the killer. You
Yeah.
get what I mean? That's really what it is. That's what keeps people broke.
But
to
would
be
you
honest.
would you even say it's worth it to even take out a loan for a home?
100%. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Well, because the thing is, you can do a couple of different things. I mean, most people are on a 30-year mortgage anyway. You get what I mean? Even with that amount of interest that you have to pay, there are many people who, after 10 years, 15 years, you know what I'm saying, you're going to have that equity. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So imagine if you already had to wait 7 to 10 years to see, any sort of equity. Let's say you buy that house for $500,000. You can't sell it for $750 and get that back in just 5 years. You got to hold it for a long time. You get what I mean? So imagine having to hold it for 20 more years on top of that than you would have had to in order to get the 250,000 in equity. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get
After you
you.
sell it.
Mhm.
So I think lengthening out the loan just to make it cheaper per month is not really better for the buyer. But again, it hasn't been approved. So
So
they're just floating it
they will
out
have
there.
two options.
You have multiple options. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. So without getting too deep into all the different options of lending, because there are so many, literally, they're just trying to add another option. Because there are other options. You can have 15-month financing. You get what I'm saying? You can have, 15-year financing. You can have 30-year financing. You get what I'm saying? Now they're trying to add 50 that are federally backed. So
Okay.
let me see here.
Who's that 50 supposed to be helping?
Supposed to be for the youth, man. Supposed to be for the youth,
people like me?
supposedly.
Gen Z,
That's what it
Gen Z,
says.
man.
Man, they trying to get us.
Shoot, even after that, even after Gen Z. What's after Gen Z? Is it Gen Alpha? I think it's Gen Alpha.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So back to your advice. If they are speaking to the youth, you had said it's not the best idea for somebody to go with a 50-year mortgage.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just not smart. It's not smart. If you're gonna try to own a home, to be able to sell it for profit in your lifetime, then adding 20 years to a loan that would have been paid off 20 years. You get what I'm saying? Would you want to pay off a house or sooner or later?
Sooner. I'm not doing nothing for 50. I'm
Exactly.
not committing to nothing for 50 years.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. If you do
Um,
a 50-year finance, that's for life for most of us.
yeah,
I don't
smart.
even want to pay no interest, man. To be
Eh,
honest,
So
man, I'm
what
looking
is
at
it?
interest
What
is
is
crazy.
it? What do people usually do?
I think 30 is the standard.
That's the
30 is
standard.
the standard. Yeah. Yeah, 30 is the standard. But like I said, they do also have 15-year options
Hmm.
as well. But 30 is pretty standard. Yeah. It's just easier to build your equity. Most people only will live in a house anywhere between like 7 to 10 years and then move somewhere else. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You know, obviously some people hold it for a long time. But it'll be easier for you to resell it and get money on a 30 than a 50 to make it simple.
Yeah, yeah.
I see.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it'll make it cheaper per month for the longer one. But
Hmm.
you know, don't sacrifice that, y'all. Um, so let's see here. That's going on. We want to hear your opinions in the comments as well. You know,
Yeah,
would you
definitely.
sign a 50-year contract? Would you sign your soul away for 50 years for a house? I don't think you should.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see what people got to say about it. So
Yeah, me too. Because
definitely
people love a house. You know, there's some people out there who are willing to make those decisions and
make those sacrifices just
make
about
those sacrifices.
Correct, correct. So we got some other news. Other news. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Man, Trump is actually proposing. Y'all remember the stimulus check that came out during COVID? You remember the
That was the
stimmy?
1400.
Man, 1,200.
It was
Yeah,
1200.
1,200.
two of those stimmies, two of them.
He did send out some stimmy. So, you know, President Trump, he's feeling generous again, man. He's saying that the tariffs that have been making everything so high, he's saying that we're getting some revenue from that as a country, and he's thinking about sending out at least $2,000 per person to share that revenue with the taxpayers.
Mm-hmm.
How do y'all feel about that?
Q, you go ahead. And
Shoot,
speak
can we
first.
negotiate? Can we negotiate? But no, let me stop playing. But shoot, since we talking about tariffs, we making so much money. Can I get some? But I don't know. I think it's good. To me, it's free money. I mean, we pay taxes, so
Yeah,
I
of
guess
course.
technically it's not free money. You just giving me back what you owe me. But I don't know. I would say like, what we gonna do with this money?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, that
That's
was
a
going to
good
be my
question.
next question. That was going to be my next question. So let's go to it then. If Trump ends up somehow getting this thing to pass where everybody gets $2,000, what do y'all think we should do?
You know, I think because as Q said when you first asked the question, my mind went to Q first because I'm like, man, I don't really know what to say. You know, I don't want to get political, but like just about the fact that like this is $2,000, I think is good as well because this is just $2,000 that you can invest with, right? Whether it's in yourself or some assets, right? So this gives everybody an opportunity to make no excuse, right? You know, I understand different circumstances, right? You know, but
Mhm.
out of that $2,000, that's extra money for everyone here. So we
Yeah.
can take the time to sacrifice and put something elsewhere that'll bring us a return, right? So whether that's investing to a skill, I think somebody could, you know, go buy a boot camp in coding if you want to do that, right? Go purchase some school classes so you can get a certain degree in a certain field, or purchase a course, or even buy you know, stocks in Bitcoin, right? How about you, Q? What you suggest?
No, you're definitely right. It is a time to buy assets, and you got so many options. So you can start a business with even less than $2,000. So
Mhm.
online business, that's pretty good. You can even pay for a couple subscriptions depending on how much money you got. But I'm investing that money. I'm
Yeah,
investing
you
into
gonna
the
invest
start.
in?
I'm
Okay.
investing in the stock market. You know, might have to do a leap if I could buy it with $2,000.
Okay,
Mhm.
respect.
So
Okay. You would do an option. You would throw it into an option play.
yeah, of
Okay,
course, long
respect.
term.
I just wanted to pull something up here too because y'all know here on the blueprint table, man, we like to really do our research even right here as we talking. I want to bring it back to the stimmies, man, of 2020, man. 2020 was a wild year. It was just a wild year for
It
any. I don't know if it was
was.
wild for y'all.
That was that
Hey,
was
it
that
was a
was that
wild
was a
year
that
for
was
you,
a
man.
money year, man.
You guys is older than me, man. I was 2020. I was still about I was less than 18, so like 16, 17.
Respect. It was a wild year. If you was outside in 2020, you know what we talk about, man.
Spending money. That's the year.
People were taking their stimmies and buying crab boils, bruh. It was everybody was eating crab
That's
legs. Y'all
crazy.
remember that?
That's what I don't remember. That's some crazy work.
Everybody was eating steak and lobster. You get what I'm saying with their stimmy check. But I wanted to do a little search because let's see, 5 years ago today, one Bitcoin, which as of this recording is $103,000 for one Bitcoin. One Bitcoin back in 2020 was
Or 16,000.
$16,000 in November. of 2020.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's crazy.
Because I remember that time,
Isn't
man.
that crazy?
I was watching Bitcoin and all that. I was even we was paying for certain stuff with Bitcoin back then.
I'm trying to
But
tell you.
he was like, yo, we should buy some Bitcoin. I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna go up or not. But now we at 100 and what?
103,000 for one.
103,000. 16,000.
Yeah, and we just came back from a high of 126,000 or 123,000.
That's
So this is
5
definitely
years.
a good. This is a good buying opportunity for Bitcoin. And even with the $2,000, I mean, even though Bitcoin is high, I personally would take some of that money and buy Bitcoin myself because it's all about stacking
Yeah.
that Bitcoin, even if it is 103,000, right?
Hey, I just had ChatGPT do a little short calculation for us. It said that approximately, let's see here, if you would have invested that 1,200 into Bitcoin in November of 2020, right now that 1,200 would be around $7,000.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
No, wait. Oh, okay.
That's what it
right,
says here,
You're
yep.
right.
Hey,
You're
put
right.
put that $2,000 into Bitcoin. See where it's gonna end up at in 5 years. So
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's not just Bitcoin, more so if you find some sort of investment, just like Vaughn said, you can either invest in yourself or just like you said, invest in the stock market. If you invest that money instead of spending it on crab legs, I'm trying to tell you,
Yeah.
you're probably gonna get a better
Hey, man,
chance of return.
we gonna see a bunch of book flights, man. When that stimulus check come out,
Right, when that $2,000 stimmy drop,
everybody gonna be out of the country. You like,
man, right.
And
The
that's
government
what-
gonna be
yeah,
back
you-
open
you-
again. The stimmy gonna
balling
be
for
there.
the weekend, man.
Oh my
Balling for the
goodness,
weekend.
man.
That's what I don't want to see, man. No, I
You know
want
they
you
gonna be
guys-
balling.
I know they.
I was gonna say,
gonna be
so what do you
balling.
think they're gonna be spending it on? So
Man, I think-
we said what they should spend it on. What you think is actually gonna get spent on?
Man, Balenci's. They
Not-
going
not
to buy
the-
the $2,000 shoes.
Not the
man.
Balenci's,
They
man.
they about to go buy the $2,000 drip, and they going right to the X Stadium down the street to the club.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's gonna be bottles.
Come on,
That
man.
night when it
Yeah.
dropped. Oh
Come
my
on,
goodness,
man.
the bottle wars.
We know
What?
what they doing, man. You guys got to get right.
Man, the clubs, the clubs and the bars, they smart. They gonna be running stimmy specials.
man.
Come on, bring your stimmy section for
Hey,
2 racks.
discount. They gonna be like everything on sale.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
everything $2,000. Section's
Say-
$2,000. You get 3 bottles with it.
You're gonna be texting the girl that don't want you, trying to take her out, giving her flowers, and she ain't gave you no time of the day, man. You guys is gonna be doing some crazy stuff, but I want to see you guys investing into yourselves, right?
People definitely gonna be giving that stimmy away.
I guarantee.
They gonna be that Cash App gonna be blinging with that stimmy.
I guarantee you. I guarantee you gonna see a bunch of passports. They gonna be
Yeah,
outside.
DR. Oh yeah, the DR gonna be lit when that stimmy
Puerto,
drop.
Puerto
Can
Rico,
I-
Jamaica, getting the little soap rubs. Or whatever.
Hey, can I win your love with the stimmy, man?
Yo,
oh
oh
my
my
god!
goodness.
Don't go spend your whole stimmy on that girl, man.
Yeah, we don't want to see that, man. I'll give
Nah.
you some things you can do with that stimmy right now. If it was me, right?
Yeah.
Just an example, me right now, I'm taking some money, man. You give me $2,000, I'm putting a band in the Bitcoin, $1,000 straight up. I need
Yeah.
to stack some Bitcoin, and it's at a
Real.
low, right? I need some Bitcoin. I'm taking about probably another 200 to 300, right? And I'm gonna find me maybe more if I need to, but I'm gonna find me a coding boot camp class. I'm gonna learn some more software stuff, some more coding, so I can add that some more to my arsenal. Then I'm
Respect.
throwing the next into a meta play, a meta options play, like he was talking about. Do a leap on Meta, right? Meta's at a low right now, and Meta is a great company, so I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna do that. So those are just, not saying you guys have to do those things, but take that and add it to your arsenal your own way.
Yeah, split it up if you can. Split it up
Sure.
if you can.
Well,
It's
yeah,
like,
we said that last week.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? If you
diversifying.
get the stimmy, man, pay yourself first, man. You know what? Take $250, and that's your spending money from that stimmy, bro.
Yeah, man.
But the
Go
rest of
buy
that
you.
money?
Yeah, go
Come
take
on,
your
man.
girl out to eat. Go take yourself out to eat. Go buy you a pair of shoes, right? That's okay, right? I
But don't
feel you,
spend the
baby.
whole 2 racks on the DR, man. Come on now.
Yeah, no.
hey man,
Come
I'm
on.
ready to see it, man. I'm ready to see what people about to spend that money on.
Well,
Because-
we'll see if it gets pushed through. We'll see if it gets pushed through.
Hey,
So now that we're talking about more stuff, man, I do want to bring this up. This ain't on the agenda, but I just feel like it'll be smart to talk about because it's been covered. Man, AI, man, we talk about AI almost every single week.
got
we,
to.
We love Chat GPT. We love these AI assistants. It helps our business life. It helps our personal life. It helps us be more organized. But there's been a lot of talk, y'all, of us being in a weird AI bubble, man. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They're saying that the guy from The Big Short, if you don't know what The Big Short is, man, it's a great, great finance movie. It's one of my favorite movies, man.
Yeah, it's a
And
great
it's
movie.
very
I
entertaining.
gotta check that out. I gotta check that
And,
out.
and and basically, it's about a couple of different investors that were able to short the housing market. You get what I'm saying? I don't got to get into all the intricacies, but one of those big whale investors who shorted the market back then, he's shorting it again, man, right now, and saying that a lot of these AI companies, not all of them, not the big ones, you know what I'm talking about, though.
Mhm.
AI as an industry is inflated, man. What do y'all think about that when y'all
Honestly,
hear that?
honestly, man. Q, you want to go first at all?
Yeah, I mean, we've been hearing about this bubble for a while. You know, some people, some companies out there are actually profitable, versus some are just getting basically people just because it's AI. AI is basically just a title right now. So it could be AI this, AI that, but is AI actually doing something to fix it instead of adding AI with something that already exists? But uh,
Mm.
I do think we in a bubble, and I do think a lot of companies are, you know, they're about to show out, and you're gonna see who the real companies are, like Vaughn said earlier when we was talking. So
Yeah, and then also, as we were speaking about off camera, Brandon had a very good point about what the word bubble actually means. So I want you to break that down for us, please.
Well, yeah, because I feel like when people talk about, oh, like the real estate market is in a bubble, or AI is in the bubble, they just think that the entire market of these things are going to completely crash, where value of all AI goes down. And I don't really think it works like that. It's more like a good amount of the companies that are operating in this space are overvalued. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Clearly, there is value there because the value wouldn't have been inflated in the first place. You get what I mean? Now, there are different factors for everything, but I feel like from some of the research that we've done on the AI tip, the reason why it's in a bubble is because basically these companies are starting to get valuation after valuation after valuation in the trillions, when their actual revenue is only in the millions or billions.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So, with that being said, how can your valuation be in the hundred billions, almost trillions, when you're only making a billion? A
it's been
trillion is a big number, y'all.
it's like they going up off of trends right now because
Correct.
everything is trending, and it's like, oh man, I just gotta get this real quick, you
Where
know?
the speculation is
Yeah.
up here, but then the real money movers,
Yeah.
they start to look at that balance sheet.
Yep. That's what
That's
you
what
need
they
to look
looking
at.
at. They like, wait, all right now. So okay, AI. We've been talking about AI for years. At this point, it's been
For
a
real.
couple years now. They waited.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Berkshire Hathaway. They just liquidated $6 billion in capital
Mhm.
out
Mm-hmm.
of the markets, bro.
So what do y'all think, like right now, what would you think that's the most helpful for you on the most valuable AI company?
Yeah, personally, I think those top tech companies that we're seeing right now leading our world, like like we talk about Meta, Amazon, Google, right, Apple, right, Nvidia.
Mhm.
I think you can't go wrong with Nvidia for sure. That's the infrastructure to the AI. And Open
Yeah.
AI when they come out. But I really think that those companies are gonna stand to the test of time, right?
Yeah.
Respect.
Those are the companies that we can rely on, right? Because once again, they're not just, yes, they're incorporating AI, right? But AI isn't their whole business. They're not just relying on AI for their growth. They're already proven, and AI is going to enhance it. And these companies are also prominent in our everyday lives, right? So I don't think they're going anywhere for that reason. But like the companies who I don't even know any smaller AI companies off the top of my head. I don't pay attention to them too much because of these reasons, per se, right? AI is still early. We're still in the very early stages of it. And these companies still have to prove themselves, especially the smaller ones that don't
Yeah.
actually run our lives. So
Mhm.
I only pay attention to the AI companies. And I think, like you said, for something people can do is just only focus on those companies that already prove themselves. Like I said, those top tech companies that take over our world, man, and,
Yeah.
and, and build your position in that. You guys, anything you guys want to add?
Man, I kind of feel like the same way. I feel like this just proves that, any market goes up and down in valuations. You get
Yeah.
what I mean? But 100%, I want to make a point that, Amazon was a business during the .com bubble crash. You know what I mean? Where everybody had websites, and, everybody was investing, millions and billions of dollars into each website and trying to get the people there.
Yeah.
Amazon was in that.
Mhm.
But look at Amazon now. You get what I'm
Mhm.
Straight to
saying?
the cloud.
However, there are thousands of companies that went out of business during that time. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So exactly what you said. Even if the value of the companies that we follow all the time, let's say Nvidia pulls back, ChatGPT goes public, and then their valuation pulls back, whatever the case is, or all of these AI backed companies. I mean, it's just up and down to the market. I think.
Yeah.
What do you
I
think?
agree.
And like he said, like the top companies like Meta, like I try to think about certain things that's gonna help me out with my day-to-day life. So, Meta's Instagram, right? It's connected to Facebook.
Facebook, yeah,
Yep,
Instagram, yeah, all of
Yeah,
them,
it's
yep.
all
yeah,
connected.
Yeah,
So it's like
they're
correct.
Meta,
like
Facebook, and WhatsApp.
even what we're using right now, we use Instagram and everything. So it's basically the marketing. Everything is about marketing and growing. So these platforms are real valuable right now. And even when the people who work in the white collar jobs up there in corporate America,
Mhm.
they basically, some people getting laid off, but they also got AI to, help all of the workers with their workload. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think that like even when we think of AI, like I said, it's like we almost kind of think of Chat GPT, Microsoft,
yeah,
and Google. You get what I mean? It is way bigger than that, but because we focus on these big ones, we don't realize that there are thousands of other AI companies that are all getting hundreds of millions of dollars in investments and stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because everybody's trying to be the next big tech startup, right? So yeah, I think that this is going to be just the cream rising to the top, y'all. You know, no matter how long you've lived, if you're old enough to be an adult, you've been through economic up and down. You get what I mean? Even if you weren't paying attention. So I think we should look back at history and do our research and try to figure out, okay, when the recession or when recessions happened or when the economy pulled back, what did the people who made money do?
Yep, yep.
yeah,
And that's a very good point. And honestly, like, when he said when he was talking about the pullback and the bubble
Hmm.
bursting and whatnot, he was talking about the time period between, like, I think, like 2026 or 2027 and 2028. And honestly, the market has been going up for so long now. Like, it's an expectation that by like 2026, 2027, we're gonna see
A
that type
major
of
pullback.
pullback.
Yeah. It's
So
like it has to go up and
you
down.
and after that, I believe, like, even in those moments where we have that pullback, and you like Brandon was talking about, you'll have those companies who last, you'll have those companies who don't, right? And then what the billionaires and millionaires do, they buy the quality companies, and then after that, we end up you going right back up, and you end up profiting, right? So
Mhm.
when that dip does happen and that bubble does burst, if it does, we just take advantage of it and buy the top companies that have already proven themselves, right? Nvidia is a top AI company, right? We've seen it not only go all the way up plenty of times, but we've seen it pull back 20%, right? We've seen it pull
Mhm.
back plenty of times, right? But what it does is it has this breather and it comes right back up to give the opportunity for us to buy it, because that's what people do, man. They buy at that dip, right? The market is a forward moving mechanism. It runs America, honestly. You got 401ks in it, Roth IRAs in it. You got, insurance policies in it, right? They want this market to go up, and that's the key to investing in assets, which is why we need to take advantage. So when you get that $2,000 stimulus, man, come be a part of the game, right? Because it's not just a game that we're playing because we want to. I meant to say this last week, right? We're not investors and business people because we just want to be that, right? We're investors and business people because that is what's required for success in America, right? We just want to succeed, and what requires success is being a business person and an investor. So yeah.
Straight up, man. I think you actually beautifully articulated that, man. Yeah, we talked about it last week, but I want to keep on throwing these stats out. The top 10% of wealthy Americans own 87% of the stocks.
Mhm.
So that's why we talk about this stuff every single week. We're not experts by any means, but we're literally being cognizant of what is going on in front of our face and
Yeah.
trying to give ourselves the best chance for our families to be financially free eventually. You get what I'm saying? Straight
And
up.
that's why
So
we're
yeah,
here for the blueprint. Like, we're not we're
100%.
not experts at all. We're not experts or millionaires or billionaires. But the thing is, we're doing what we can to get to that point. And we're just trying to inspire who else wants to get there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, so I think that's a good segment. Do you have anything else to add to that, Q?
Oh no, y'all. I was listening on y'all.
Well,
Getting,
respect. Hey, it was in it.
I
It
was
was
getting
it.
some good
It was in it.
information.
It was in it.
Yeah.
Well, so we said y'all last week that we were gonna start a new segment, man.
Oh yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
get what
We
I'm
starting
saying?
the market watch,
Market
man. We
watch,
market
man.
market watch, stock watch, man. We're gonna be talking about.
What's
We
going
talked
on?
about Bitcoin a little bit, so I want us to talk about these top companies, man. We got the top 5 companies in the S&P 500, man. We got Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. Right.
Yep.
And what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be talking about the prices of these assets and going down the list. And at the end of this, I want to ask you guys, because these companies play a prominent role in our lives, and I want to ask you guys which one you guys feel like plays the biggest role in your life, right? And which company you feel like which one you feel like you plays the biggest role in your life. So we got Nvidia first, right? They're at the price of 193.16, right? Nvidia, they had a recent resistance point at $173. That was in the last like month or so. But when they broke that, right, they got to that 200 mark and they pulled back, and now they're at 193, right? Nvidia is definitely a great stock that's affordable, man. If you guys don't know what Nvidia does, they supply the semiconductor chips for the AI companies, right? So any company that uses AI, they supply the semiconductor chips that helps the AI operate the best, right? Next, we got Apple, man. We got Apple at sitting at $275.25, man. Apple recently came out with the iPhone 17, man. You guys buy any new Apple products lately?
Nah,
Man, I still haven't caught
I
them.
might,
I still got my 15 Pro Max,
I
man.
might be getting those headphones soon just because they got a translator out there.
The Pro
Oh yeah,
3s?
actually, I might get the Pro
They
threes. I
good.
ain't gonna lie,
They
I might
good.
Yeah.
get them.
They good for out of town. They
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
They
And,
good
and you
for-
about to travel. We
Yeah.
about to travel. We ain't gonna say where yet. You know what I'm saying? But he about to travel, and that's key. Yeah, I haven't bought any new Apple products lately as well. But Apple, they make their great products, man, and
They're up 11% in the last
they're up
month.
11%. Yep.
They are.
So I
They
I
are.
believe like a few months ago, Apple was sitting at like $200, man, and since then they've shot up.
Yeah,
Right, we've hit
30% in the last
75.
6 months.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep, Apple been
That's
having
a
a
good
good
amount.
good
Yeah.
run, right? And that's so for a long time people were talking about, and I myself, right? Honestly, people were talking about talking down on Apple as the stock, right? And this is a company in general. It was moving kind of stagnant. They weren't making any changes, right? Things weren't happening. Um we were saying they needed to innovate the iPhone, right? The iPhone 17 came out and they did great in China, and they did like 14% sales were up in the last one that they released, iPhone 16. So, the iPhone 17 was doing great. And then you got the AirPod Pros, that was some innovation. We got Microsoft. Most people don't understand that Microsoft, first they're at the price of $508.68, right? That's a little pricier one, right? Most people don't know that Microsoft owns 49% of OpenAI. Did you guys know that?
I did not know that.
You know?
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't.
Yeah. So Microsoft, they started off funding OpenAI, right? And they benefit from anything OpenAI does right now. I believe OpenAI is in the works in trying to separate themselves from Microsoft, right? But
I was gonna say because
Microsoft,
they about to sign with, or
So
they're
what-
doing some agreement with Amazon or something like that.
Yeah.
ain't
Were they like one of the like angel investors? I guess when they was a nonprofit.
they were,
Oh, okay.
they were, so Microsoft, they own 49% of them guys, and they were just supplying them with certain things that they needed to get going, and Amazon. So we got Amazon, right? Amazon recently had a good move up, right? Brandon got it right here. They're 13% up in the last
Yeah, in the
month.
last month, 19% in the last 6 months. Yep.
Right. And something that most people don't also know about Amazon is, did you guys know Amazon owns Twitch?
I didn't know that either, man. I got to start looking at these market webs of like
You
which
see?
entities own
Yeah,
which.
so Amazon, they
okay.
own Twitch. They got the AWS, Amazon. What else?
AWS,
What we
of
got?
course,
They got
yeah.
the Prime Video
Amazon.com.
services.
Yeah.
They got so
The
Amazon
app.
logistics, Amazon, ordering the Amazon got a lot of stuff going on, and they own Twitch, which is the new wave nowadays. So they're benefiting from that, and most people don't know that, right? Amazon's a silent sleeper, sitting again at 249.10
Yep.
right there.
We was just talking about that. All these companies they connected to each other like they brother and sister.
Yep.
Or got kids. man.
20%. They're up 20% in the last year.
Yep, another company that's up 20% in the last year. And Amazon's been a sleeper low key. Amazon was moving a little slower. It was Amazon's been a great stock for me, but it stopped moving the way I wanted it to. So I stopped looking at it the way I usually do. And then next thing you know it, they get a pop out of nowhere. I believe I forgot what it was. I know they killed their earnings at some point. And then they had another thing, but they ended up gapping up, and now they're sitting at 250, getting closer to that 300.
Them
Right.
cutbacks, man.
Yep. And the key about being in the markets is like you're not gonna always be able to time these stocks, right? So it's important that you just spend time in the markets. Time in the markets is better than timing the markets all the time, right? So because if you would have had your shares already, if you were already involved, right, you benefit from these things. And the key about the S&P 500 is that you don't always have to own these stocks individually, right? You can buy you an index, which is just or an ETF, which is like you owning an umbrella of multiple stocks at just buying one ETF, right? One stock, right? So you can own these stocks by doing that as well. Then we got the last one, man, Google, right? We got
Yep.
Google. Um, Google, they've been making their noise with the VO, right? Google's been trying to do more with their Gemini, right? Google's been just trying to compete with this new age and not get left behind, right? They're up 20% in the last month. They're doing well. In the last 6 months, they're up 82%. So Google's killing.
I'm curious who's gonna win.
Hey, who's
I'm
gonna win this
curious.
AI
Google,
race?
Google
I don't
definitely.
know, man. Yeah, they got something with the VO3,
Yeah.
like the AI videos, and even Gemini. Even Gemini is still good. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because I used Gemini the other day, and the way that it can make bar graphs, and you know what I'm saying, it's up there with ChatGPT in my opinion.
I
as
think
far
so
as
too.
as far as analytics and
Would
stuff.
you?
Because
Would you? Oh, go ahead.
back to what you said. I mean, there's been times where I wasn't too sure on whether or not I felt like the ChatGPT subscription was worth it,
Mhm.
and I ended up using Google for free, and it would do the same things that the paid subscription that ChatGPT was doing for free, right? Not saying that it's better or worse. It's definitely up there.
Would y'all use Claude?
You know what's funny?
Claude.
I never used Claude, bro.
I
I've always heard about
I heard
it.
some good stuff about
I've
Claude.
used so when it comes down to coding, right? When I was playing around with it, I was using Claude. Claude is great. Claude is great because I was using Claude to code,
Mhm.
and I was using that ChatGPT 4.0 to code, right? And or I believe it was 04, one of those ones to code. And something about Claude, you're not wrong. It moves just a little bit faster, right?
Yeah.
It moves a little bit faster. Is able to take that code and be more efficient with it. So yeah, definitely.
Man, yeah, there's a lot of tools out here. So you just went through all five of those, man. That's Nvidia at 193 as
Yeah.
of this video. We got Apple at 275 as of this video. We got Microsoft, what is that, at 508?
508.
Amazon is at 249,
Yep.
and Google is at 291.
And
So
for which one of
we're
you
gonna track
guys?
these, man. We're gonna track these. Let me actually write all those down so that
I got you. I can take the screenshot for you right
take,
here.
take a screenshot
Because
take
I
a
got it
screenshot.
pulled up right
we'll
here.
have that written down so that we'll track this every single week.
Yeah.
And you already know. We'll see what happens in another 3 months or another 6 months, and then we'll start doing some calculations. Like, hey, listen, if when we started this segment, if we would have put $100, we would have had this. If we put $1,000, we had that. If we would put 100,000, you'd had this, and we could do it just like that.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
Nah,
Now,
I
based off
appreciate
those
y'all. Yep.
companies, man, which one of those companies makes the biggest impact on you guys' lives?
Amazon.
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 Impact on your life.
Yeah,
Okay,
Amazon.
respect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you say Amazon?
Just because of the cloud, everything is connected to a cloud. So most of the platforms that we use, they have to use Amazon, even if it's indirectly.
Yep. That's a good point. How about you, B?
Man, I'm gonna say Apple
Yeah.
for me. But to be completely honest, I hate to be like this because I know it's like the most. Apple is the most because you already know I got a Mac, got iPhone, I got AirPods. But I mean, I feel like all these companies have a big part in my life. You know what I'm saying? When I go to work my 9 to 5, I'm using Microsoft 360. You get what I'm saying? For my own business, I use Google. For my content creation and computing and phone, I use Apple.
No, my Apple's
So
my
that-
answer
yeah.
as well. Apple's my answer as well. So yeah, Apple definitely in all aspects, and especially when it comes down to my headphone experience. Them AirPod Maxes are like no other personally. So Apple.
Man, I still gotta give me. Oh wait, so now this is really really left field. Are those AirPod Maxes worth it, man? I don't got them, man. I don't got them.
I'm not gonna lie. If you
The 600.
if you're trying to work out and stuff, probably not. But if you're in the studio doing, some computer work or something like that, yeah, because
You rocking with the pros better?
yeah,
The buds?
No,
The
I
AirPods
don't know.
Pros?
It depends the situation.
For sure.
Okay, respect.
It depends the situation. They do hurt my ears sometimes. I'm not going.
The pros going in on the inside.
No, not the pros.
Maxes.
But
Oh, the
Max.
Maxes. Oh, really?
I feel like it's like it's sucking your ear and almost. I don't know, but it works good. Like when you're working on a laptop and stuff and trying to
Just
listen.
trying to focus.
Exactly, but in the gym, not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think? Are they worth the price tag? Because like I said, them joints is about how much are they?
I think so.
$600.
I think so.
I think so.
It depends on who you are too, because like man, I knew I was gonna use these. So I don't even have a car. I live in a city, so I these these matter just as much as a vehicle for me. When I'm going out to take my walk and I'm going out to ride the Lime
You need
scooter,
you need your AirPods Max.
man. So I need my AirPod Maxes, and then the experience, man. When you
Sound
put them
quality
headphones
is
on,
so.
man.
Oh, I never even put them
Man,
on
I'm
before.
not gonna
Two
lie.
wheels in the back.
No, I can't lie, man. I be having the AirPods in sometimes, and I'll be listening to a video, and I'll be looking around thinking that somebody's right next to me. I
Because that
promise.
sound quality so
Because the
good.
sound quality, man, it's
It's
just
like that. It's like that.
it's like that.
Okay,
So
okay.
oh, but here's the thing, the price tag is five
With a 550.
600.
I ain't even
It's
know that.
600.
I didn't even know that, bro.
That's what I'm
So
saying. I'm like,
when it
come
comes
on,
down to
y'all.
me, I didn't get mine. So another thing about Apple's products is brand like reused. Apple loses a lot of value when it's time to sell your product, right? So I personally got mine on OfferUp.
Yeah,
I'm not
about to
OfferUp.
say,
I got them on the marketplace
Yeah,
to
I'm-
some
I'm
girl
about
who
to
was
ask
getting
her.
rid of hers, and I got mine for 200. So I paid 200 for
What?
mine. So
Oh,
and I
okay.
got the $600 experience. So when it comes down to it,
it got me.
Because you went right to the store and got them things, boy.
but
I know he was
honestly,
in that Apple store.
honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I think I would still pay 600 for those headphones.
They're worth it.
They're
to
worth
you.
it. They're worth it
Wow,
to me.
respect.
They're worth it to me.
Respect.
But it also depends on how, because like if you're somebody who's gonna use them sometimes, maybe not, right? But if you're somebody like me who I know the first thing I'm looking for when I wake up in the morning is my AirPod Maxes, like they got, like that's what I'm saying.
What?
Even for the MacBooks,
They got the
Apple's-
AirPod Maxes,
yeah,
$150.
Apple's products don't really hold up like when it comes down to resale value.
They good for on the airplane too, though, man. It
Man.
feels like you're in a movie, man.
No, for real, and they're just aesthetic. This guy Brandon, man. Because the girl was trying to sell hers for like 285. I was like, man, I got 200 for you, like today, right now. She was like, that sounds good.
That's
And-
crazy. I'd be worried about people. I'm like, what they did to these headphones?
So that's the thing. Honestly, no, it depends where you buy them. Because I'm buying them. I bought them in Seattle, Capitol Hill. This girl was going to school, so you know that the matters. The person matters. You know, I'm not gonna buy no fake headphones. And then plus they got the IMEI number. You can make sure they're real. So I made sure they're real. They was all good because at the end of the day, man, you know, mine were used and they were perfect quality. You know, Apple's products, they may not be, the resale value may not hold up when they're used, but the quality is still there when even if it's being used. So
Hey, shoot, I'm about to cop some today, man. Thank you so much, man. He sold me. He sold me. Just like that, ladies and gentlemen.
just like that, ladies.
Just
and
like
gentlemen.
that, ladies and
Apple
gentlemen.
got-
Apple's sponsor me, man. You know you're gonna have a few people
Just
if
like
the video
that.
blows up, and you know you guys gonna have a few people buy the Maxes, man. Send me a few pair.
I'm gonna have to look at a couple because I feel like somebody already done hopped
He about-
on
he
this
about to
shit.
choose-
Yeah,
he
you
about to
gotta
choose-
know.
choose the color right.
Yeah.
Dude, right. I'm
It
choosing
was
my color
definitely
right now.
So Apple definitely, you know, in their Apple Watch. My boy, you know, he seen me. I got the Apple Watch on, and my boy, he seen me with an Apple Watch, and he was like, "Man, I need to get an Apple Watch, right? That looks convenient." You know, he got him an Apple Watch. I got the headphones.
Check your heart rate.
You gotta have so
Mm.
check your heart rate. Your time. You know, you set the timer on the Apple Watch. It'll tell you, you know, how many calories you burn and how long you've been standing that day. So.
Man, you already know what time it is, man. Hey, listen. These companies on this top 5 list have a big impact on us. You get what I'm saying?
And there's no open AI without NVIDIA. There's no chat GPT without NVIDIA.
I mean, Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google.
Yeah.
If you're gonna look at companies, don't listen to us. Go look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Look at how much these companies have grown over the last 5 years, and you ask yourself if you should be investing your money into their stock.
Yep.
Straight up.
Yep.
So very last thing, because I know we getting deep in the conversation here. We like to talk about local things on this channel too. You get what I mean? So we are a Seattle-based podcast. Shout out to Seattle, Washington, man. Shout out. You know, we would not live here if we didn't see some value here in this city. You know, local elections are happening right now, and the mayor has still yet to be decided, but we're getting close. Mrs. What is it? Katie Wilson
Katie Wilson.
and Mr. Bruce Harrell, man. You know, we don't get too deep into politics, man, but I just want to touch on it a little bit. You know, we don't even have to say who we voting for or if we voted or anything like that. Just when you're coming into a new season where we could potentially get a new neighbor, a new mayor. Are there any things that y'all see in Seattle that you feel like either could change, could be better? Some of the hot button topics are homelessness and affordability, anything like that. What are some things that you would like to see in Seattle to make it a better Seattle?
Oh man. Let's see. The first thing when I come here and I see Seattle is probably the number one thing for me is probably just walking around, and it's a lot of homelessness. It's kind of sad, you
Okay.
know. You don't see too many people with somewhere to go, or I guess probably not. You know, the police department not helping these people out and stuff like that. That's one of the main things I see out here. What about you?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. When I first came to Seattle, man, I was, it was like I was in a whole different world, man. I want to throw some stats out there because we were talking about this. The homelessness in Seattle really is pretty crazy. It says that Seattle has twice the amount of homeless people as New York City, even though New York City has 11 times the amount of actual citizens and people in that city. We have twice the number of homeless of New York City, four times the amount of homeless as Chicago, and I think it was like 10 times the amount of homeless as Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So if having to witness so much open drug use and having to witness all these different unhoused individuals is sad to see. And I do hope that whoever gets elected to be the mayor can figure out what to do about it. Two, I am going to talk about the affordability. That's a little bit out of the mayor's hands, in my opinion, but I know it's a hot button topic. It's tough. I honestly think that with Seattle just being such a dope city and so many people coming here, you might not be able to have an affordable apartment right downtown or right in the city.
You
What do
know
y'all
what I
think?
just found out the other day, man? In
What?
South Lake Union, man, a studio is about 2,000 something dollars. I didn't
Yeah,
know
probably
South Lake
more.
Union was like probably more. I was trying to
Yeah,
be
that sound
generous.
that sound a little
Some
low.
somebody was paying like I don't know 2,900
Yeah, I was
for a
about to say it
studio.
for the studio.
I was living
Yep.
in South Lake Union.
Yep. No separate bedroom, or it'd be like that one bedroom. They'll do it where it's like a one bedroom apartment. You walk in and
The open
it's a
open
studio
concept.
with like a divider.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's rough out here,
I
and
mean,
yeah,
all of that. I mean, I'm not gonna say blame, but control is. It also come back when we start to talk about these top companies. So we all know who got control of the market, and even when it comes to the housing market, especially when people getting hired, and especially when they'll lock basically basically lock their employees to a city.
Yeah.
So when you
yeah.
lock somebody to the city, you also have control of the rent, especially if you invested into that property. So you also got the control of how much you want to charge these individuals.
Well, of course, yeah. I actually respect that take. I respect that take. You got any that you want to touch on it as far
Yeah,
as
no,
what you think could make Seattle better, or just some things that you see?
oh yeah. As far as like what, honestly, I don't know what can make Seattle better, but some things that I do see
Oh,
is
respect. Okay, yeah.
some things that I
That you would
did
like to
see.
see better, not what you think could make it better.
Oh yeah. Even with that, like only thing that that kind of blows my mind and makes me scratch my head is the fact that they got the South Lake Union as the corporate part, and then they're charging that much for the studio. Like, what if I don't work at Amazon or the Apple Building or nothing, but what if I wanted a studio in South Lake Union or something? Do I gotta pay 2,900 for the studio? So um I don't really. I'm younger than you guys, so and when it comes down to Seattle, like I don't really have much to complain about. Even the homelessness, like it's been normal to me. Not saying that it's not bad, but I don't look at it from the standpoint as they're bothering me. I do think it's sad to see, like you said, like it is sad to see, and you can only help everybody, and it kind of is hard now that I live in the city. And every corner I see, I'm trying to help, So and yeah.
I mean,
Respect.
they both of them do tie into the same things though.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, if the rent high, who can pay for rent? Some people gonna go homeless.
Of course,
It's like,
of
what's the
course,
lowest rent out here? You said like 2,300.
bruh. I mean,
Well, that's in
So I
I
South
mean,
Lake
you can
Union.
you can find some studios in the city of Seattle for less than 2,000.
Yeah,
That's
I,
what's
I,
up.
Even
I live in
I think
one.
my sister lives in a studio, and it just depends on where you live at.
Yeah, it does.
But as far as nice accommodations and stuff like that, which is definitely subjective. I would say Seattle is just an expensive city to live in,
Yeah, that's why
straight
that's why I say South Lake
comparatively.
Union, like
Yeah,
specifically South
yeah.
Lake
South
Union,
Lake
because
Union, Capitol
like
Hill.
right when you go out
price.
of it, like I didn't like that's why I said it like that, because I didn't know that the price within South Lake Union was like that. Because when you step right out of it, it's
Yeah,
like
studio won't be that high.
it's completely different. So that kind of any lower the prices over there, as you know.
It's kind of
make it a little. I just feel like that's a little bit unfair to make that like the city just specifically for them is what they're trying to do for the corporate
for the tech people. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not like, nothing against
That's
the tech people,
respect.
but you trying to you trying to
push.
It's a
pushing
push,
people
man.
out.
Yeah,
push.
it's tough. It's tough because, like you said, I mean, shoot, if we have tech employers out here who are employing, 30,000 people, and they all bringing them 30,000 to that neighborhood, and there's only, let's say, 10,000 apartments. Period. You get what I'm
And then
saying?
you're
It
doing
ain't
that
like
to
that
your
many.
employees, like
Yeah.
and then a lot of the employees are not from the U.S., so it's like they get here, and I guess like seeing that number is
It,
It wouldn't cost that much if people weren't paying it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
It- I mean,
That's business.
and it's also another way of recycling the money that they give them. That's coming right back to them.
yeah. And this is nothing against the people at all.
No, but it's just facts. So, but my thing is that's why I bring it up too, because as we're moving into potentially a new mayor or just a new tenure of the current mayor, it's like I just don't think that the mayor themselves should be held 100% responsible for stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's so complex where it's like, man, there's so many factors working against it.
Man,
I just hope that whoever wins is able to take Seattle higher, man. You
because
get what I'm saying?
honestly, like I think like with stuff like that, I think like the corporate companies they got more push than the mayors
Than the
at that
government.
point. Like,
Hey, listen,
like,
hey,
what do we do?
let's go start a whole nother conversation. But that's
You
you
gonna
kind
get
of
mad
right.
at them?
Yeah, you kind of right. So, man, whatever side you're on, you know what I mean. Like I said, we are a Seattle-based pod. Put your thoughts in the comments, man. You know what I mean. What problems do you see in Seattle that you would like change for? We're definitely open for the conversation because we all live here. We all just want to see the city get better.
Yeah, Brandon, do you know anything like what is the new mayor fighting for? What is Katie fighting for? Do you know what Bruce may be fighting for? Do you know any of their
like policies and
Yeah,
yada yada yada.
my bad, I can't find the word.
It's okay. I've seen a couple things. Like I don't want to get like 200% deep into each person's campaign just because I didn't read every single interview or whatever the case that they put out. It does seem like Katie Wilson is definitely very interested in trying to add up to I think she said up to 4,000 more affordable units here in the city. And then she also has very strong opinions about what to do with homeless for like short-term, housing for people who want to be housed and things like that. And then Bruce Harrell, I mean, of course, he's been the mayor, so y'all see what's going on.
Yeah.
So, but it's tough, you know what I mean? So, like I said, as far depending on, or no matter who you voted for, I'm just hoping for the best for the city, straight up.
that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. So, anywho, man, we talked about a lot today, man. I ain't trying to cut it short. But we talked about a lot.
Yeah, we did talk about it.
This is the Blueprint Table podcast. We just want to put the information out. First, thank you so much if you made it all the way to the end of this podcast, man. We have the conversations for you, for people like you, who spend their time listening to us talk about these different things. If you want to be on the pod, please reach out to us. We definitely want to have conversations with entrepreneurs, homeowners, 9-to-5ers, people who are just in Seattle who have something to share and something that they want to say. Reach out to us. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on TikTok.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Definitely hit subscribe on YouTube for sure.
Subscribe, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, and I think we could probably end it right there. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yep, that sounds good to me. Like Brandon said, like, comment, subscribe, hit that comment button, and let us know whatever it is that you wanted to know. And yeah, man, it's the Blueprint Table. You don't have to finish the week the way you started the week. And let's all finish the week on a good note. Got anything you want to finish off with, Q?
Nah, that's it right there, man. Just even if you're having a hard week, just finish it off good, and that's about it.
Straight up. Well, thank you so much, man. Tune in with us next week.
Yes, sir.